saying he's atting Tottenham Hotspur, saying day 19, which is actually day 20 now. He says, sign some effing players.
Come on. Everyone, I think we all need to get some signs out and go to this Tottenham Stadium and just hold these signs, because I don't know if they're getting the message or not, or they realise the bad situation we're in, but literally each game, each day that passes is like another failure at this point, because we are so desperate for new players through the door. It just doesn't get any more desperate than this right now.
Yeah. Calvert-Lewin hasn't scored since September the 14th. Hoffenheim 16th in the Bundesliga, haven't won since November the 23rd. Leicester, one away Premier League win this season.
Here's your prescription from Dr. Tottenham.
When is this bloody Dr. Tottenham going to retire, man?
Strip his medical degree, honestly. Strip him.
Sean THFC, Suffering Spurs, says, forget Ange, Levy or any of the players. The worst thing about Tottenham Hotspur is the type of fan that can stand there abusing a player who served the club for 10 years, mostly brilliant. We have plenty of them. Fickle, entitled fucktards with half a brain cell between them. So there was this clip doing the rounds. Obviously, he zoomed in to Sonny apologising to the fans, and then obviously all the fans are shouting wanker, wanker, wanker. But I genuinely don't believe it. It was targeted at Sonny. That I think it was targeted at Ange, and I think it was targeted as the squad as a whole.
I think it was just the whole team. Obviously, Ange is there as well. But I think it's just because the camera is zoomed in at Sonny at that moment. Yeah, it makes it look like it's Son. I don't think it is Son, but still, it's not nice when you got the club captain coming over and they're shouting those things. I think obviously the situation yesterday, we know it was a bit of an early kickoff, so people were leaving early to come to the game and were serving up that rubbish in that first half. The game was over by half. You could have left at half time in that game, so there's always going to be a lot of frustration. We're added to the context, we're losing every week, and there's just seem to be turning it around. Then tensions will boil over in that situation. That's what we saw. I don't like it. I'm not going to be one shouting those kind of things at the players, but when fans do, I'm not going to sit here and say I don't understand it, because I understand there are people who have spent their hard-earned money travelling early to far to get to this game, and that's what they got in return. So I understand the frustration. I'm not sitting here saying I would have done that or advocating for it, but I can't sit here and say, if you're a fan who works really hard for your money, and you spend your whole week saving money to get to these games, and that's what you're happening, and tensions boil over. That's also understandable.
EFC Stato and out of context Everton say Everton beat Tottenham in the Premier League at Goodison Park for the first time since December 2012. So that means David Moyes is the first Everton manager since David Moyes to beat Tottenham at Goodison in the league.
Ridiculous. Yeah. And I think he's a good manager, Moyes. He'll keep them up. But yeah, ridiculous stat there.
Footy Humour says Tottenham having a plus 27 goal difference over West Ham, yet sitting a place below them in the table is wild. I've never actually seen a team this low in the league to have such a positive goal difference.
Man, it's mental. It's mental. It's crazy, but that's just Tottenham for you. We're just a club that makes no sense.
Fantasy Scout _11 says, I think this tweet perfectly sums up Tottenham. And it was Billy T saying, being a Spurs fan is like having a terminal disease where you don't get to die at the end of it.
Honestly, just living through this hell. Ugh. Make it stop.
And it's like every time you go through the hell and then get out of it, it's just like something worse just waiting around the corner.
Honestly, there's always something worse.
Sneha says, bottom half clubs when they face Tottenham Hotspur.
Seems to be every club when they face Tottenham Hotspur at the moment. But
no context, Tottenham, burn down the stadium, mate.
Just burn it all down. I think a lot of people feel like that at the moment. Just burn it down.
Paddy Power, Tottenham making Everton look like prime 2011 Barcelona is some achievement. Probably the only team that have made Everton feel this tall and puff their chest out as much as that yesterday.
Definitely.
Paddy Power again, Postecoglou deciding on his tactics before each game.
Paddy.
The 44 saying, how bizarre is this? Tottenham players apologising for their gutless performance whilst Richarlison is doing his own lap of honour to clap the Everton fans. I mean, come on, Richie, man. You should be going over to the away end and apologising as well.
Maybe he was. I wasn't there, I don't know. But obviously, he was an Everton player for a few years, so is what it is, I guess, at this point. But it is a bit strange.
Becky Day saying, if Sonny doesn't get upset, people say he doesn't care. When he does, people say he's weak. He deserves more respect and is not the only one at fault. And that was in reply to Chris Cowden saying some of the Spurs players are very reluctant to come up to the away end. Sonny is extremely upset. And look, credit to Sonny for going up to the away end and apologising.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised because I'm sure, as we saw with the videos, there's a lot of anger in that away end. So I can understand the reluctance, but you also need to respect the fans who have travelled there. That's also the case. And
yeah, whatever anyone wants to say about Sonny, he's a legend of this football club, and he deserves the utmost respect. And also, and nobody should be hurling abuse at someone like Sonny. I don't even think it was directed at Sonny, but if it was, nobody should be doing it. The guy's a legend of this football club. Mm-hmm. Next one is another one of those videos of Sonny. We can move past that and go to Carly on New Spurs saying Dr. Tottenham is inevitable, and this was in reply to Match of the Day saying Calvert-Lewin has failed to score in his last 16 Premier League games, and Carly says Dr. Tottenham's next patient. Yeah, and we all knew it. We all said it coming into this game, didn't we?
So obvious.
Fabrizio Romano says Tottenham have conceded 16 goals in the last 6 Premier League games, 0 Premier League clean sheets in the last month.
That's the reality. That is the reality. I mean, what can we do about it? I mean, with the defence that we got out there, it's just, what can we do about it?